Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So I have here a ultrasonic cleaner from the company called VEVOR that has sent me other things before, and so far everything they sent me has been good. This ultrasonic cleaner will come in handy. I think it's going to be good for using it for cleaning like carburetors, engine parts, for motorcycles, for cars, trucks, whatever. You can also use it, people use it to clean jewelry, glasses, just pretty much anything. And what it does is it does ultrasonic waves in the water, and it also heats the water to clean the parts. So you put a solution in there, whatever kind of soap you choose. You can try different ones, and water or just plain soap. People use all kinds of different things in it to clean parts with. Let me get this thing out of the box and we'll show it to you. So it is actually packaged really good. It's got nice foam packaging here. Get up here where you can see it. So this is just a small ultrasonic cleaner. They make these in all different sizes. This is not a real big one. But for my needs, I don't really need a large one. Nice, shiny stainless steel. Looks like no dents, no scratches. Looks good. So then we have a basket. The basket has our accessories in it, which includes a hose. Now this hose is made for the drain. This basket also has some little rubber feet on it, because where it sits down the bottom, you don't want to scratch in the bottom, or it helps to keep the noise down, because I'm sure they say these things are really noisy. I've never tried one, so we're going to find out. Also comes with a little thing here that you can put little tiny parts in. So this little thing is just a wire mesh like a ball, and you can push it like that, latch it down, put little tiny parts inside here so you don't lose them. It's got a clip on this end so you can clip it onto your basket. It comes with the power cable, which just plugs into the side, plugs into a 110 wall outlet. Then it comes with a manual in here and a hose clamp, looks like. So the manual, probably not going to be much. We'll look at it and see. The hose clamp is for holding our drain hose on. Then we have this little screen right here that plugs the bottom of this hole. If you have any small parts, it won't run down your drain. So our basket pretty much just will sit inside here. And you can actually just hang it on the side like that. Or you can fold the handles to the inside, place the lid over it. Okay, so first off, we'll show you here on the back. On the back we have the on-off switch. Have the on position, the off position. Then we have where our power cord goes. So basically this is just like a computer style cord you see on a lot of computers. There's actually a fuse right inside here. So we plug that cord in like that, then we'll plug it into a wall outlet, 110 volts AC. This is the model JPS 40A. The unit size here, it says it's 325 by 265 by 280 millimeter. The inside tank size is actually 300 by 240 by 150 millimeter. It runs off of AC 100 to 120 volts, 60 hertz. Of course, it is ultrasonic power, 240 watt. Heating power is 200 watt. Frequency is 40 kilohertz, and the timer on this you can set from 0 to 30 minutes, and the full capacity is 10 liters. And you're supposed to fill this at least 2/3 full of your liquid water mixture, whatever you use in it. On the bottom of the unit, we just have 4 nice rubber feet, so that'll help keep it quiet and keep it from vibrating around, moving around on you. Also has this vent right here, which is where the fan is. Our PC board that controls it's right inside here. And then on the one side, we do have a nice brass ball valve, so we can turn it on like this to drain the water, turn it off. So we'll slide our hose up on there. So here on the front we have the name, says digital ultrasonic cleaner. This is where our controls are for our temperature and to turn it on. Also has the LED digital readout here. Do not use this unit when the tank is not full of water. Yes, you definitely don't want to turn it on without water in it. You could mess it up and ruin it actually by the heater and the ultrasonic part. Never turn it on without putting your water in it first. Okay, so now we're hooked to our wall socket, and I'm going to reach around the back here and turn on the red rocker switch. Unit comes on. So this is going to be our set temperature. Now this is in Celsius, and they say to use it from 40 to 60 degrees Celsius, which I think it's going to be around 140 degrees, somewhere in that area, if we set it up to 60. And this is our actual temperature. So this is the temperature the water is, and it will climb as the water warms up. So whatever we set this as, we want to set this at 60. Just want to run it up to a high point. And then this will climb whenever we turn it on. It's not on right now because there's an LED light here that will light up. So when on, same way with our ultrasonic, there's a light that tells it when it's on. We can change our duration. This is our minutes. So we set this thing on, let's set this thing to 30 minutes. It's the max they say you can do. So now we're ready to put water in here and our soap. And then we can turn this unit on, let it heat up. After it heats up, we'll turn on the ultrasonic. So this is a close-up of the little ball I was telling you about. You can put your small parts inside here, and then you just close it up, move this out, close it up, lock it on the little pin, close that shut, and this will keep them from getting lost, or your little bitty parts, because of that nice fine wire mesh. Also has a chain so you can hook it onto your basket. This is the little drain part. It's maybe you can take it out and clean it. Has little holes in it to let it drain, so we will actually just push it right down inside the drain hole right here, and this will keep us from losing any parts down the drain. This is a little warning that comes in here. Water level must be over 2/3 capacity of the tank. There is a fill line here, which is good to fill it up to that line if you can. Then our basket will just sit in here like so, and we need to go ahead and make sure our ball valve is off on this side, and it is. We need to go ahead and fill this thing up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dump in here some Mr. Clean green cleaner. Not going to dump all of it, we'll just dump some of this. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some Dawn dish soap to it. And make sure that my soap is a little stirred up in here so it's not all just laying on the bottom. Then I want to go ahead and put the water in. I have actually a gallon of distilled water right here. Okay, what I have here I'm going to try to clean is, it's actually a weed eater motor. This here you see is the jug. It's got the cylinder and head, and it's all built together. Piston came out of here. And it's actually really bad. If you can see how dirty this thing is, it's really, really dirty. Probably won't take this oxidize off, but we'll see how good it cleans all the grease and the muck and the gunk. This here's the lower part of the engine case where the crankshaft runs. Very dirty, as you can see. And this is actually after I took an air hose and blowed it off. Then we have the flywheel, which is also very dirty. Most of this parts are all aluminum. Then we have the carburetor off the weed eater. It's also really dirty. It actually does open and close, not seized up. Then we actually have the crankshaft here with the connecting rod and piston, but it's also pretty bad shape. So what we're going to do is put all these parts inside here, every one of them inside of our basket, and then we're going to take our basket. Now, one thing about refilling this 3/4 full is you don't want to fill it completely full, because whatever you put in there is going to take up some of the volume inside here. If you fill it too full, you're just going to run over. So you don't want it too full of your water, like so. Okay, now we'll turn our switch back to the on position on the rear. We got our temperature set on 60 degrees Celsius. Our time is set for 30 minutes. Let's wait till this warms up before we kick this ultrasonic part on. So we'll wait a little while. It's at 15 degrees Celsius right now, and we'll see how long it takes to warm up to 60. We need to push this button to turn on the heat. I could definitely tell the fan draw down, so it's drawing more current right now. We're going to let this thing run and see how long it's going to take to heat up to 60 degrees. I got my watch here so I can keep track of it. Once it gets to 60 degrees, it's all warmed up and ready. Then we'll turn this on, let it run for the 30-minute interval. Okay, so it's been 2.5 hours to get to 50 degrees Celsius. I got it set for 60, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. I think 50 degrees is going to be warm enough, and it can go ahead and warm up while it's running. Got it set to 30 minutes, and we'll just see what happens. So 2.5 hours, it does take a long time for this thing to heat up. It does heat up, but it's not something you'd want to be in a hurry, and I wouldn't think you would anyway for that. So if you're in a hurry, it's not very fast as far as heating up. We'll go ahead and turn this on. Now, I've heard they're noisy. I haven't hit this button yet, so we'll see how noisy this thing is. And let's hit the button and let's go. And you can see it's not that noisy. To me, that's not very loud at all. I thought they was extremely loud or something. And once I hit this button, it starts counting down. 29 minutes and 45 seconds and counting down. And it should shut off. Now, I was also under the impression that whenever the time shuts off, it will stop the ultrasonic cleaning, but the heat will stay on. So you wouldn't want to run off and leave this thing expecting that the heat's going to shut off and leave your house, so I wouldn't want to do that. But we'll run this down for 30 minutes, see what happens after that and what it looks like. Okay, I can definitely feel that it's working. You can see the water kind of quivering a little bit, so it's obviously doing. I can see some bubbles coming up out of here now too. let's go ahead and check the temperature, what it really says. So it says it's 131, 133, to 135, what I got the most there, 135 degrees Fahrenheit. And on here on the display it says it is 52 degrees Celsius. Put the lid back on this and let it go ahead and run and see what happens. Okay, so we've ran our 30 minutes. We'll turn this off now. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off. So the funny thing is, when I turned on the ultrasonic a little bit ago, the temperature was at 50 degrees Celsius and it climbed up to 60 really fast. It has since dropped down, since the ultrasonic went off, it dropped down to 58 degrees Celsius, but we'll take this out, see what our parts look like after 30 minutes. Got a lot of sweat on the lid here, you gotta watch. So these parts are probably going to be pretty hot, I would imagine. Okay, here we go. So actually, as far as cleaning, it definitely done a good job of cleaning already. You can tell a big difference in this carburetor compared to what it was before. There's still some grunge in places right there. I think a person could take a little brush and just brush it out. Yeah, see, a lot of this is just coming out just by tilting it. So it's there, but it's actually not stuck. From the looks of it, it's not actually stuck on there. But done an excellent job of cleaning these parts, no doubt about it. Here's the cylinder. So clean it up. There's probably some different kind of cleaner too that you could use to do a better job. But as far as cleaning it, they've done an excellent job. A person take a soda blaster now and just clean these parts up, and they really would look good. Look at that. You can see this stuff I'm talking about. So it's there, just pooled there, but it's actually not stuck. It actually broke it all loose. So done an excellent job of cleaning it up. Let me rinse these parts off and we'll see what they look like after being rinsed. Okay, so here's our parts. I took and rinsed them off at the hose outside. They've done a good job. There's still some more. So I think a person put in there another 15 to 30 minutes. It's going to make a big difference. But I'm happy with the results. They've done a good job. Now this aluminum was not a polished aluminum anyway. It was a dull aluminum. It never will have shine to it, but it's actually really, really clean. All the pieces. See the flywheel, how clean that is? Carburetor, done an excellent job on the carburetor. So it got down in all the little nooks and crannies too. Done a good job on the crankshaft and rod and the piston. Now I didn't clean the carbon. I didn't figure it would. It did soften it up. So that probably depends on a lot of what cleaner you use. I didn't use a real potent cleaner, but a good job. Okay guys, that's it for the VEVOR 10-liter ultrasonic cleaner. I am impressed with it. I give it a big thumbs up. I mean, I think it done a great job. Cleaned the parts just like I wanted. You don't have to use a bunch of harsh chemicals to soak your parts in just to clean them. And just some water and soap, or you might use some mean green or some simple green, something like that. But it does a super good job. And as I said, you can use this on jewelry, glasses. You can use it on all kinds of stuff. There's a whole big list of things that people use these for, not just for mechanics and using it on engine parts. So I will post a link to this below in the description so you guys can check it out. But a big thumbs up to this from VEVOR. Thank you for sending this over for me to review. Y'all click the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Right on.